Hi guys, this is Max1015 bringing you our first episode in our brand new Lazy Sunday series, which of course is Warframe. Now this is a free-to-play shooter which sort of is online and very much sort of co-op based, which is really cool. But just quickly before we start, I just wanted to mention that in terms of the whole Lazy Sunday series, the order will be Smite, Warframe, and then League of Legends. So my next episode will of course be League of Legends, so you guys have that to look forward to. But as you can see here, we are sitting in sort of front of a solar system, and this is basically how you get your missions in the game, because it's very much co-op based. It's definitely PvE sort of orientated. As you can see, you have all these sort of planets around here in which you get your missions, and basically the whole sort of idea or lore around Warframe is where you are a Tenno, who is basically a soldier, and you're fighting against these aliens who have sort of taken over the solar system, and you've been asleep for many years, and now of course you've awakened, and you now have to embark on these different jobs and different tasks, which is really cool. But anyway, so just jumping straight into the action, I have played this a bit, and you start on Mercury. If I just quickly show you, if I can highlight it. Oh no, it seems to have hidden itself behind the sun. But anyway, you start on Mercury and you have these different sort of missions, which I'll sort of show you in a second. Actually, let's just hop straight into Venus. As you can see here in Venus, you have sort of these different missions, which then lead on from onto rather different planets such as Earth, and then Jupiter, and then Europa. Which is really cool, and that's basically how the whole game works. You do different missions, and you do them sort of step by step, which then obviously leads you on to new worlds and new missions, which is really cool. Anyway, I have played a bit, so I've skipped sort of the whole Mercury thing, because as you can see here, I've completed all the Mercury missions, then gone on to Venus here. So we are going to go ahead and start a Venus match. Now, in this game, it sort of works that you basically choose which mission you want to do, and anyone else who's choosing to do the exact same mission will be pulled into a party, and you'll do the same instance together, which is really cool. But we're going to go ahead with this rescue mission, which is level 6 to 9. So we're going to go ahead and find a squad for that, which is pretty cool. Now, the whole sort of theme of Warframe is very much sort of a sort of sci-fi ninja basically game, because it has quite a lot of sort of melee focus, but then obviously you have different weapons to go along with that. Now, obviously, as in the name Warframe, you can have these different sort of suits, which give you special abilities. Oh, and here we go. We are now in the action. Whoa, like straight into the action. Whoa, I don't know what's going on here. We'll just help these guys out. But you have these different Warframes which unlock different abilities. We have chosen Loki, just purely because he's a very sort of interesting one. He has a lot of sort of deception abilities. He can create a hologram, he can go invisible, which is really cool. Now just a sec here, I am just going to quickly turn down the sound, because it sounds very loud to me. Very loud indeed. So we'll just quickly turn this down, otherwise you guys probably won't be able to hear me. Okay, there we go. And we'll confirm that. Now, in terms of what you actually do in the game, each sort of mission that you partake in has different sort of objectives. Like this one is a rescue mission, where we have to go and obviously infiltrate this base of aliens, and then of course, you know, retrieve someone or something. Right now I'm using my sort of submachine gun, which is my primary weapon, but you do have a sort of variety. Like right now, if you press F, you change your weapons to a pistol, or your secondary weapon. There's quite a large variety. You can get bows, shotguns, I believe some sort of forms of sniper rifles. It's not specifically sniper rifles, because it just wouldn't work in these sort of close encounters. But that's basically it, and damn it, we just got hit by that barrier, which is pretty weird. But anyway, here we go. Now if you click E, you use your melee weapon, and this is quite a key part of the game, because it's all supposed to be very sort of fluid action. As you can see, you can sort of dodge, you can slide, you can supposedly climb up walls, although I've never been able to figure out how to do it. So it's a very sort of fluid combat system, and it's all sort of based on sort of the ninja. I guess it's sort of called a sci-fi ninja game.
Soldiers are on the way.
Now, obviously, if you hold down sprint, you will sprint and get through this whole game a lot faster. Now, these are the aliens who are called the Grineers. Basically, they've taken over the whole solar system. And now, basically, you have awakened, and you are trying to awoken rather, and you are trying to take back the solar system, and because they're basically just evil, they take over every planet they come across, I actually think the humans are extinct in this game. But as you can see there, we've got a loot sort of container which gave us all these different health orbs and ammos and credits. And our credits in the game are obviously used as a as money to buy new equipment and stuff like that. And also you can buy new Warframes, because as you can see we have another Loki character here, Loki Warframe, but then we also have Magni, or Mag I believe this Warframe's name is, who can control magnets, which is really cool. Now this person's just quickly hacking into the game, and this is one of the cool features, or sort of mini games within Warframe, and that is sort of hacking doors, because this door was locked here, but then this guy unlocked it for us. Okay, well that guy has a shield. They all have shields actually, I think. As you can see, some of the mobs are melee based, and that's when your swords or melee weapons become extremely useful in the game. And there we go. Obviously it's quite hard to aim when you are in an enclosed space. And if you just quickly look at your minimap, you can always see where you're meant to go. It has the sort of exclamation mark indicating which doors you're meant to walk through and stuff like that. And I believe this person has fallen, has lost all their health, and so you had to revive them. There is a revive system in the game. Now this is sort of one feature I wanted to talk about. Obviously you can do the whole game sort of co-op and everything, you can do each mission co-op, but you can also do them solo and also with a party of your sort of choosing, because you can, you know, obviously befriend people in this game. And this is one thing that I want to, well, another thing I want to mention about the game, which is the guild system. They have recently added a guild system into the game. It was in a recent patch, and you can actually now get dojos, which are really cool. And but they're basically just sort of a space which you can sort of customize, and you can add different things to benefit your clan. They're called clans in the games, by the way, but they're basically just guilds. And they sort of allow you, being in the guild is really useful, because it allows you to automatically have sort of a group of people who obviously you can like rely on, and who will then obviously help you complete these missions. Now we're just going to quickly open up these storage containers and get us some loot. Now obviously being a free-to-play game, you just obviously have to go along to the Warframe website and just download it, which is really simple. It does not take up much memory. I believe it's something like 2 gigabytes, which is really small. Actually no, I don't think it's even that. I think it was something like 1 point something gigabytes. Oh, our friend is down. But there is a sort of optional purchasing system within the game, whereby you can actually pay real money to gain certain things, and to gain these types of credits which allow... Whoa, what is this? Is this a Warframe? No, it's not. Oh, this is our hostage that we have to rescue. It's pretty cool. But yeah, you can purchase these different types of credits, which then allow you to obviously purchase new Warframes without having to go through much effort within the game, and without having to earn the credit yourself. Now, since this is sort of a shooter, the enemies obviously do have sort of critical points on their bodies, which obviously will deal extra damage. Like if you hit these guys in the head, you deal extra damage. Wow, okay, getting too close there for a couple. We're just going to quickly finish these guys up, and that is another example of how useful sort of the melee combat is in the game.
Stay close to the walls.
Okay. Oh god, I thought he was dead there. And it's a really nice thing in the game. The combat's very sort of fluid. There's lots of action. Something new is always happening. Like even if you get to your objectives, they always make sure that they add new things into the game, such as waves of people coming in. And here we go. Now I'll show you an example of hacking in this game. Now you have to sort of get these different icons aligned in the time limit into sort of this pattern. It's quite confusing at first. Like the first time I did it, I had to like try 4 times just to try and get it right, and to actually get the right code, to be honest. But here we are. I believe we were left behind by our friends. That's why there are no enemies around. But I think we're catching up now. In which, when we actually meet our enemies, or the next group of mobs, I will show you guys the abilities of sort of Warframes in this game, which is a really cool feature. I think we are actually catching up to our friends anytime now. Where is this objective? Oh god. Cool, our friend died again. Okay, let's just activate our first ability, which is called Cloak. Oh no, this is Decoy, sorry. Whereby of course we summon this decoy, which these stupid aliens actually go for and actually believe is real, even though it's like so obvious that it's not. And There we go. Now, I believe this game does have an age rating on it because of obviously there's quite a bit of blood and gore in the game. Not too much, but I believe it's something like you have to be 13 or over to play this game. So that's just sort of telling you guys who are interested in this game. Now, in terms of sort of the graphics in this game, it's really, really nice. I mean, it has definite sort of sci-fi look. It looks very clean and polished. I'd say the main sort of the greatest feature about the graphics in this game is definitely sort of the shaders and the lighting effects. Because if you look in a minute once I've finished dealing with this guy, if you look at sort of my armor, it has all these like shiny reflections reflecting from the environment, which is really, really cool and definitely adds sort of realism to the game. And also another major feature of this game, which I believe it has been sort of praised on by certain sort of game critics, is the graphics. Sorry, the particles in this game. So the particle effects in this game are really, really cool. If you saw earlier in the video, we passed basically some fires burning on the ground, and you could even see sort of the individual pieces of ash rising up into the air, which is really, really cool. And sort of shows how much sort of detail they have gone to it within this game to sort of make it realistic. Once again here, we're coming up to some looting. Oh, we can loot corpses apparently. I did not know this. What did we get? I have no idea. Oh, we just got some credits there. Those little squares that drop on the ground are credits. And by the way, this red orb here is health, but then you can also get blue orbs, which restore our sort of energy levels. Because right now, if you look at our top right corner, it has our sort of info bar, it has our shields, our health, and also our two abilities, one of which is Decoy. Oh, and we just picked up a blue orb there, I'm not sure if you saw, but it restored our energy from 125 to 165, which is pretty cool. But anyway, as I was saying, our first ability is Decoy, which you saw in action, which is pretty cool. And our second one is called Cloak or Invisibility, which obviously, quite self-explanatory, makes us invisible. Now, I believe our teammate is having some problems locating our next objective. Now, in terms of sort of the player control, it's obviously, you know, your classical WASD buttons to move your character, but also if you press shift. Shift has quite a lot to do it. Shift, you can obviously, if you tap it, you dodge like this, you do a roll, then if you press and hold, you have a sprint, which is really cool. And you do have a stamina bar up the top, which is below our energy bar, which is green. But anyway, I'm just sort of doing another hack, because our companion has seemed to got quite lost in what we're meant to do.
We're free to proceed.
And there we go. We have unlocked the door. And going back to sort of the whole player control and the movement within this game, I do find it is very, very fluid indeed. It runs very nicely. You can definitely sort of jump over obstacles really well. There's no sort of lag, which is a really nice feature, because often in sort of free-to-play shooters or FPS, they lag quite a bit because they don't have sort of the capabilities to maintain so many people in sort of a match. But because this does it in sort of instant basis with only sort of 5, or I believe the max is 6 players, it works very well. And now I'm not sure what our companion is doing. They seem to be just sort of running around when the objective was clearly back here in the door that I unlocked. So let us hopefully lead them back, because I don't think they know what they're doing for it very well. But yeah, once again, if you sort of notice, there is the sort of icon objective at the front of the door, front of the mini-map, which sort of locates your next objective. And here we go, we can now call our elevator, which will take us down to our next objective, I believe. Obviously it sort of takes a while being an elevator. I really don't want our companion to get lost. I think they don't know what they're doing, which is kind of frustrating. I don't think they know that we're meant to actually go this way. And listen to that, folks, I think the elevator is almost here. And here we go. Now let's quickly wait for our teammate to wise up and realise that we're supposed to be here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, and as you can see at the top right hand corner of our screen, we have a shield and health feature. Basically, a shield is sort of like, I don't know, the best way to sort of compare it is, I don't know, Halo, because that's sort of the best or most well known comparison, whereby you have sort of shield around you which protects you, and then obviously you have health. Now the shield will regenerate, and once it's completely depleted, you will take health damage, and health will not regenerate. You have to find health orbs to heal that. But anyway, here we go. We are finally onto our next objective after our companion realised that he was going the wrong way. And that is sort of one thing about the game. as you saw there, they didn't really know what they were doing, and we waited for them, and it's really frustrating when people don't wait, because then, like, you know, you get lost, you get helplessly lost, and you sometimes end up sort of running through random areas, not knowing sort of what you're doing, but and everything's sort of gone, and all the enemies have been defeated. But here we go, we completed our mission, we finally arrived at sort of the drop pod, and we got some items as well, we got some crafting items. By the way, there is sort of a crafting system in this game, which I will possibly show you in a minute, and show you how that works and what sort of things you can get from that, which is really cool. Or we may actually start another mission, because that was quite a quick one, to be honest. By the way, once you sort of joined a group and you completed a mission with a group, it then automatically puts you into sort of the next thing, and it sort of keeps you as a group, so you can vote on the next quest. But we are going to quickly go out of that. We're just going to go solo, so then it cancels us being in that party, because we don't want to be in a party, otherwise you literally just get dragged into the next one, which is really, really good, because it's quite a unique system, because once you have been grouped with people who are on the sort of same mission as you and are on the same path as you, you just keep going with them, which is really, really cool, and sort of keeps you together, and you don't have to keep finding new people to play with each time, which is a really nice feature. But I'll quickly sort of show you sort of different features within the game. Now, they had sort of a massive patch or update recently which added these things called mods. Now, these are sort of cards basically, which give you different abilities, and they sort of upgrade different features about your character, and they also unlock your actual character's special abilities. Because being Loki, we have the ability of Decoy here, invisibility, and also down here, which is called radial disarm, which disarms all enemies, which is really, really cool. But you have to collect these mods first to actually be able to unlock these abilities, so it's quite cool. It doesn't give you all the abilities straight away. As you can see, we also have vitality card equipped, and you can get all these different ones like steel fiber, redirection, focus, and stuff like that. But radial disarm, you'll see that it has this number here which says 10, and up here it says installed mods, and we have 2 points left, and it's basically sort of a point system, because as you can see, we have Decoy here, which is 1, visibility 2, and vitality 2, so in total it's all 5 total points, and right now with our current level we can only have 7 total points included, and because this is 10 we can't equip it, so it stops you like packing all these different mods into one sort of character, because you can get quite a lot at one time. But the same thing applies for different weapons as well. As you can see on our rifle, we have a serration ability which allows us to have 45% increase in damage, and then of course you have all these other ones, and there are a lot. You do get them quite quickly in the game, but you have to be quite sort of alert about where they are, because there are these like flashing things on the ground and you can miss them quite quickly. However, I have not been able to find any for my pistol. Actually, think about it. Oh no, our serration takes up 6 points. I was thinking we may have some points left over so I could show you how it works, but unfortunately we don't. Now this is sort of showing the variety within the game. Now these are the melee weapons, which are sort of quite a unique feature in the game, because most sort of free-to-play shooters you don't actually get, and shooters for that matter, you don't actually really get melee weapons, but they're sort of quite heavily focused on that, and you get quite a huge variety. You get sort of hammers, you get staves, you get these weird sort of throwing weapons, you get these long spears, fist weapons, great weird swords. I have no idea what that is. It just apparently is a long sword. But then also the same applies for sort of your normal firearms. You get sort of bows, you get shotguns, you get machine guns, and you also get some really odd ones, which I suppose like sniper rifles, but they look very odd. And like this one, which is an automatic rifle, but I've never seen an automatic rifle which looks anywhere near similar to that. It's very strange. So there is quite a lot of variety within the game, sort of quite a lot of uniqueness in terms of sort of the weapon choices. Like here, you can have throwing stars as weapons as your secondary, and kunai knives, so throwing weapons, which is pretty cool. So they sort of accommodate for all sort of styles of playing and all sort of people's likes in terms of what they would like to play as. But I'm afraid we're going to have to sort of end it there. I know that was a really quick sort of episode and sort of quick sort of showing you of how this game works, and also sort of the missions itself. That was a very quick mission. Normally they go on quite a bit longer, but that one was quite short. I'm not sure if we entered like halfway through or something, but that was pretty short. But don't worry, in our next Warframe episode I will be just going straight into the action, straight into the different missions, so hopefully we'll get like 2 or 3 missions done in the time we have. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode, and I hope you sort of understand a little bit more about Warframe now. And by the way, if you want to go and play it, definitely do. I highly recommend it. It's awesome. It's free to play. You have no subscription fees or no sort of hidden costs. There's no like payment to either buy it or to subscribe to it. It's completely free to play, which is really cool, and it has such a good sort of graphics quality, and 2 gameplay. It's really smooth, so I highly suggest it to you guys. But anyway, I sort of hope that you guys enjoyed this episode and found it very sort of hopefully slightly helpful and informative. But anyway, I guess all there is now left to say is that I hope you're having a great week wherever you are in the world. I hope to see you next time in our future episodes and of course series. I will see you then, and bye bye.